Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon on the national news from Baba Bagede Imo Television. First, the headlines. Academic record, delay articles request, Tinubu tells US court. Nigeria loses 1 trillion naira yearly importing active drugs. Go after killers of your colleagues, IPOB tells security agents. Terrorists invade Nigeria's Federal University, Gusau in Zamfara. Impeachment of Deputy Governor, we will follow due process. On sports, Boniface produces magic for Leverkusen again. Ogu on target for Slavia Prague. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. The news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Thursday filed an emergency motion to stop the Chicago State University, United States, from releasing its academic record to the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. Tinubu is seeking a delay in the implementation of a self-effectuating order directing the CSU to comply with Atiku's subpoenas till Monday. Information reported that Magistrate Jeffrey Gilbert of the U.S. District Court for Northern District of Illinois had on Tuesday ordered Tinubu's alma mater to provide all relevant and non-privileged documents to the applicant Atiku within 2 days. Documents sought by the PDP candidate through his counsel, Angela Liu, include the record of admission and acceptance at the university, dates of attendance including degrees, awards and honors attained by Tinubu at the university, among others. The All Progressive Congress had dismissed the effort of the PDP standard bearer to obtain the president's academic record as an expedition in futility. The ruling party said it had nothing to fear as a party and the president had always boasted that had nothing to hide. But Atiku, in pursuit of his allegation that Tinubu was ineligible to contest the February 2023 presidential election, secured the order to compel the CSU to release the president's record. Atiku and his Labour Party counterpart Peter Obi had challenged Tinubu's electoral victory at the Supreme Court following the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, which upheld the president's mandate on September 6th. Atiku approached the U.S. court for an order compelling the CSU to release Tinubu's academic record, questioning alleged gaps in the president's academic history. Tinubu's credentials indicated that he graduated from CSU in 1979 with a bachelor's degree in business administration, accounting, and management, but there have been allegations of discrepancies with his academic record. But justifying his decision to obtain the president's record, Atiku said unless a clarification was made, it would be difficult for Nigerians to understand the academic journey of a former Lagos State governor. Despite the capacity to locally produce active pharmaceutical ingredients and boost indigenous production of drugs, successive administrations have turned a blind eye to developing the pharmaceutical sector to provide medical security for the country. But with the naira to dollar free fall getting into the way of importation and political concerns on global reliance on China and India for API supplies, stakeholders said Nigeria must look inwards before it's too late. The resource cost theory is self-evident in the local pharmaceutical industry. For each of the drugs imported into the country is at least 50% of potential active ingredients idling somewhere close by untapped. But the alternative to importing drugs for APIs, for local manufacturing comes at a huge cost that is now too heavy for the affordability of Nigerians and Nigeria. Available data shows that Nigeria loses more than $1 billion, 1 trillion naira yearly, importing the same from India and China. Amid the forex liquidity crisis and exchange rate of 1,000 naira to $1 in the open market, the cost of drugs has spiked. Findings showed that some of the drugs are fast getting out of stock or becoming unaffordable. Moving on to the next story. I beg your pardon. And moving on to the next one, some gunmen suspected to be terrorists have kidnapped some yet to be identified students of the Federal University of Gusau in Zamfara State, northwest Nigeria. Information gathered that the gunmen invaded the student residence, Sabongida, and took away the dwellers, who were mostly female students of the school. The number of the kidnapped students could not be ascertained at the time of filing this report. A student of the university who spoke on condition of anonymity confirmed the report. She said the terrorists invaded the student area at midnight and kept shooting till they left. It was around midnight when they came to the area. Everybody heard the gunshot, but because they did not stop till time they left, the students said. Another student who simply identified himself as Abubakar revealed that he awoke on Friday to hear the news, which has caused panic and fear in the university community. The number of abducted students could not be ascertained for now, but many students live in Sabongida, he mentioned. Moving on to Ondo State from the north. The Ondo State House of Assembly yesterday told the embattled Deputy Governor of the state, Mr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa, to defend himself on the allegations leveled against him, just as he promised to follow the due process during the impeachment process. At Wednesday plenary, the lawmakers directed the Clerk of the House, Benjamin Jayola, to write a letter to the Deputy Governor to respond to allegations of gross misconduct leveled against him. However, the lawmaker, in a statement by its chairman of House of Committee on Information, Mr. Olatunji Oshati, said an allegation letter does not equate to an impeachment verdict. Oshati said, "We'll find it necessary to address some misconceptions regarding the allegation letter served on the Deputy Governor of the state, Mr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa. It is crucial that our people understand that an allegation letter does not equate to an impeachment verdict. Indeed, the allegation letter served to the Deputy Governor marks the initiation of the impeachment proceedings. However, it is essential to remember that this is a procedure rooted in due process, not a hastily conducted impeachment. We are conscious of the integrity of our present assembly and will not falter in our constitutional responsibilities to our constituents. We wish to declare unequivocally that the entire process remains within the realm of allegations. We are committed to examine these allegations objectively." From Ondo State to the north, a farmer, Oro Umaru of Babeti Fulani camp in Kayam local government area of Kwara State was on Thursday arraigned before Kwara State Magistrate Court sitting in Ilorin for alleged culpable homicide. Umaru was accused of courting a wrist of one Abubakar Senda, who was his close neighbor in the Fulani camp on the LGA, over an allegation of having an affair with his wife, Umaru's wife. He was arraigned on one count charge of attempted culpable homicide contrary to Section 299 of the Penal Code of Laws of Nigeria. According to the police force information report, the case was reported by the brother of the victim, Sanda Mohammed, that on 8th of this month 2023 at about 2:23 hours, when Sanda Mohammed Male of Bate Fulani camp via Kaimei reported at Kaimei police station that on the same date at about 12:00 while his younger brother, one Abubakar Senda, male of the same address, was returning from Kaimak Ara Market to the house, he was accosted by one Oro Umaru of the same address, and in process, Abubakar Senda's wrist was severed off the hand. Immediate police action led to the arrest of Oro Umar during a discreet investigation at the Criminal Investigation Department. Oro confessed that yes, you and Abubakar Senda were living very close to each other, and that sometime in the year 2022, you suspected Abubakar Senda of having an affair with your wife, Fatima Oro, and that you have caught them on several occasions, of which you reported the same to your dad and one Alhaji Amadu, but nothing was done. You, Oro, further confessed that on the 8th day in the month of September 2023, you went and attacked Abubakar Senda in his house, and in the process, you did the act severely and maltreated him on forehead, the charge sheet further added. The plea of the accused person was not taken by the court, but the prosecutor from the police, Benga Ayeni, ordered the court to remand the suspect to the Federal Correctional Facility, pending the time when the investigation on the matter will be concluded. In a ruling, trial magistrate Babinyo Kamsi ordered the remand of the suspect and adjourned the case till October 11, 2023. From the north, we'll go to the sports story to end today's national news. Super Eagles striker Victor Boniface registered a goal and assist in Bayer Leverkusen's 4-0 mauling of Aachen, reports said. Boniface has been on fire for Bayer Leverkusen since his transfer from Royal Union SG in the summer. Against Aachen, coach Xavi Alonso tasked the Nigerian striker with leading his attack. Their work itself were the massive right to win, and they imposed themselves on the game early on. They needed just 10 minutes to go into the lead, as Boniface combined well with Wrîst, who scored to make it 1-0. Amin Adli scored the second for Bayer Leverkusen in the 26th minute to give them a comfortable lead. In the 66th minute, Adli turned provider, setting up Boniface for the third that night before Johannes Afm nicked the fourth 4 minutes later. Boniface had a superb game as usual. The 22-year-old attacker registered 30 touches, 5 goal attempts and 1 successful dribble. Meanwhile, in Switzerland, Igor Ogu scored the second goal for Slavia Prague in the 2-0 win over Savek. Lucas Masoport scored the opener for the visiting Slavia Prague in the 32nd minute. Then Ogu struck the second for the Czech side in the 59th minute. The 23-year-old midfielder played the entire 90 minutes for his side. With that sports story, we've come to the end of today's national news. Before we go, some major headlines. Academic record delay Atiku's request, Tinubu tells US court. Nigeria loses 1 trillion naira importing active drugs. Go after killers of your colleagues, IPOB tells security agents. Terrorism invade Nigeria's Federal University, Gusau in Zamfara, abduct students. Impeachment of Deputy Governor, we will follow due process, Ondo Assembly. And on sports, Boniface produced magic for Leverkusen again, Ogu on target for Slavia Prague. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Baba Agbagede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Jamaat Mufida to all faithful Muslims all around the world. Good afternoon. I am Moriri Rabila Lawan.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.